My name is Thompson. I'm going to be studying journalism, magazine journalism at Columbia in New York. Well, I was studying Germanic languages, Dutch and English at the VUB for 4 years, and I knew I didn't want to do journalism here for a long while. So I decided I'd study journalism elsewhere, and I think in September it was more about choosing between Canada, UK or US, and then I really compared the programs, and the US programs just stood out in every possible respect. I think there's really a tradition of teaching journalism there, and it really shows when you look at the programs. If you're looking at media options, for example, at most schools here you'll have TV and radio or print, whereas in the US, in terms of subject, you can do business, financial, international reporting, and in terms of media format, you can do radio, print, multimedia, digital. So the options are really endless, and when I looked at the programs, I was just really drooling over them because they're just so specific and advanced. It just really doesn't compare with what you have here. For the TOEFL, I didn't really study a lot. I borrowed one of the prep guides you could get from the Fulbright Center, but that was really not too difficult. I think it should go well for most people. The GRE was hard. It was difficult for sure. Do not think that you'll do well on the maths part because you're a European student and we do better in maths. That's so not true. I did Greek maths and I really had a hard time with the maths part. I really studied for it for about a month. The writing part was easier, but since I want to do journalism, I think that's natural. I had to also do 2 writing tests. Those were difficult to prepare for. I think they're designed that way. You can't really prepare for them, but to read up a lot about, well, current affairs, because I was going to do one about journalism. And I had to do 2 Skype interviews, one for Berkeley and one for Columbia. No, sorry, one for Berkeley and CUNY. One was very formal and nerve-wracking. The other was really informal, and it was basically the admissions guy telling me about the program. So they're really different. And yeah, for each and every one of the applications, I had to submit letters of recommendation, obviously, but also writing samples. I had done a lot of articles in Dutch, but I had to translate 3 of them in English, so that was also some work. Was there anything else? For one university, I had to make a video, a 3-minute video, which was also quite unusual. I think that was about it. Well, I applied for a grant from the Belgian American Education Fund, which I got. It was, I would say it was a difficult grant to get. I put a lot of time into the written file, the written part of the application. The interview was also very nerve-wracking. I would suggest people prepare it well and be ready to answer critical questions. I think if you go in prepared, it's not too difficult, but don't go in walking thinking, you'll answer every question confidently and, you'll be fine. Not so much that they ask me why you want to study in the US, but more about like, why can't you do it here? I mean, they're very critical, which I think, they should be, considering that they're giving you a lot of money. But I really know why I want to go, so I think I could answer those questions confidently. And yeah, I got the grant, so I don't think I would have been able to go had I not gotten the grant. If I hadn't gotten it, I probably wouldn't be able to do it financially. But even so, I think it only covers about like 60% of the estimated costs. So I'm gonna be using some of my own money as well. I'm working a lot right now to save up in the last months before I go. And I'm also applying for a Fulbright grant, so it's really a combination of a lot of sources. I really know I want to do magazine journalism, and Columbia offers one magazine option. You don't have a magazine option at schools here, so that was really important for me. I knew I wanted to do magazine journalism rather than just a general print option or newspaper journalism. And in terms of subjects, you know, you'll have courses like how to write about food or how to cover migrant communities. You know, it sounds a bit, it sounds like it's too specific, but I don't think it really can be. And I'm also looking forward to getting real practical experience, because their approach is really about doing journalism and at the same time studying it. You know, so often you'll do 1 or 2 days a week at their local news facility or whatever you want to call it, so that you're actually already writing stuff and already building towards your portfolio while studying at school. So that's something I'm really looking forward to. And getting feedback, I think that's really crucial if you want to be a good journalist, that you get a lot of feedback. And I think that's what I've been missing the past years or so. So I'm really looking forward to you know, good teachers telling me where I mess up and how I could have made that interview better and how I could have rewritten that sentence. I would say start in advance. I think it says so on every possible website and book you can get, but really start in advance. I only started applying, no, I only decided I wanted to go to the US in September, end of September, so I really had to rush through everything. I was working full-time through most of the application process, so it's really difficult combining applying to 5 universities and doing a full-time job. So if you can, just start early. Don't wait until the last minute to get a, you know, an application file in, because it's no fun. I can tell you. Ik zou zeggen, als je echt wil gaan, ga dan ook. Laat je niet afschrikken door het applicatieproces. Als je het echt wilt, dan komt het meestal wel in orde.